We are back with the Toronto Thunderbirds franchise here on Madden 25, and so far in Season 4, we are undefeated, sitting at 7-0, but today we do get to take on a 5-2 San Francisco team. And they are led by a pretty highly rated quarterback in this game now. Brock Purdy is up to a 98 overall. At running back, they have Corey Medlin, who is only a 75. At wide receiver is a 94 in Brandon Ayuk, an 86 in Ricky Pearsall, and an 80 overall in Deebo Samuel. He is still here in this universe. At tight ends, an 89 overall George Kittle. He is definitely starting to regress. Left tackle is going to be a 72, left guard's an 85, center is an 83, right guard's a 75, and right tackle is a 69. But they may make up for it here on defense because we start with a 99 overall Nick Bosa at left end. At right end is going to be an 84 in Joey Andrews. Defensive tackle is a 78 overall. Outside linebacker is an 84. Middle linebacker is a 99 Fred Warner. Right outside linebacker is going to be a 70 overall. At corner, they have an 89 overall and a 78. Free safety is going to be an 86 overall, and strong safety is an 80. Just so you guys can kind of see the matchup here, right now we are the second offense in points per game, but the 13th and the 22nd in passing and rushing yards per game, which is a little bit weird to see, but our defense so far this season has been absolutely amazing. We will jump in here on the Niners' first drive of the game. It's a possible 3 and out. He's running a play fake. Now under pressure, and Jalen Carter will get the sack along with Zach Harrison. I did make a change on our offense. I made Keaton Mitchell now our third down back, so we should see a bit more of him. Richardson will drop back to pass, and he's going to miss a wide open Sidney Peters there. Not a great start for our quarterback today. Now a 2nd and 10. Back in a 5-wide set, he will drop back and look to pass. Going downfield, he'll find Dylan Kruger wide open all the way to the 49ers' 48-yard line. And like I said, we should see more of Keaton Mitchell, and he is in the game right now for a 1st and 10. Do we give it to him? Yes, we will. The speedy back tries to go to the outside and is brought down for just a gain of a couple yards. I tried to just run with the rookie running back Will Pearson the whole season, but honestly, our rushing attack has not been good, so I thought we needed to change something. But now on 2nd and 8, we'll go back to Pearson this time, and it's going to be another 2-yard carry. That brings up a 3rd and 6. Now back in a shotgun set again. Pearson still in the backfield. Richardson will be looking to pass. And who else is going to throw to? It's Dylan Kruger, and they'll give him the first down to about the 37-yard line. He is by far, I feel like, our quarterback's favorite target. Now on 1st and 10, we're going to send Kruger in motion, but we will send him right back. Now Richardson will take the snap. A quick throw to the outside will be caught, and that's going to be Jamison Williams for a gain of about 5 yards. Now it's going to be a 2nd and 5 back in a shotgun set at about the 33-yard line here. And Richardson will be looking to pass again. He's going to throw this one to the outside, caught by Peters for the first down, forced out of the 25. It looks like Keaton Mitchell now in the game at running back for 1st and 10, and that's going to be a flag just on who exactly. It will be a neutral zone infraction. That will move us up to have a 1st and 5 from about the 20-yard line. Out of a shotgun set, we give it to the rookie running back to the outside inside the 10, spins out a man, and Will Pearson into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. We will now jump in on the 49ers' next drive. It's a 3rd and 7 from the 17-yard line of Toronto. And Purdy's going to be looking to pass. He's going to go to the end zone, and there is a wide open man. Touchdown, Brandon Ayuk. They will tie this one up. The ensuing drive for Toronto, we face a 3rd and 5 from the 49. Can we keep the drive moving? Throws on the run and finds nobody. We will punt this one back. But there is a chance we're going to get the ball right back to our offense because they face a 3rd and 13 from their own 8-yard line. Purdy's going to drop back, stand in the end zone. He's going to be under pressure, needs to get rid of it, and that's going to be a sack for a safety for the Thunderbirds. And apparently it is Jamarcus Norwood getting credit for the sack. I believe it was Norwood and Montez Sweat that got back there. Our offense would get the ball back, but now face a 3rd and 7 from the 49ers' 37-yard line. From a shotgun formation, Richardson sends a man in motion, will drop back to pass, goes over the middle, and finds Joe Wayne, but that will set up a 4th and 3. And we will most likely see Glenn Griffin, and we will here for about a 49 or a 50-yard try, really whatever you want to call it, 49 and a half. Either way, the snap, hold, kick is away, and we are now up by 5. In simulation on their next drive, the 49ers would be forced to punt it away, and now we are driven down to the 29 for a 3rd and 6 under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Richardson's going to run right into the pressure and get sacked back at the 35-yard line. So we should see Glenn Griffin again, and we will, this time for about a 52-yard attempt to put us up by 8 points here late in the second quarter. Snap, hold, kick is away, and this one will be good. But now in the final 12 seconds of the half, they face a 2nd and 10 from the 25, and Purdy's going over the middle, caught by his man, and they will have to burn that final timeout they had, and now their kicker will come on to try to make it a 5-point game again. This should be no problem for him, only about a 37-yard try. The kick is away, and it is good. Toronto would get the ball first in the second half, but now face a possible 3-and-out with a 3rd and 4. Richardson out of shotgun will send a man in motion. He drops back, and he's going down the middle of the field, and that's caught by Brian Duvall all the way to the 45. That will very obviously keep this drive moving. We come out in a shotgun set again. Looks like Will Pearson's lined up at running back, but Richardson will look to pass. He's going to throw this, and that's caught by Sidney Peters for a gain of about 9 yards to bring up a 2nd and 1. Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Keaton Mitchell's lined up in the backfield this time. We'll see if we go to our running back on this play. We're going to send Dylan Kruger in motion, who was lined up at receiver. Now he's going to line up inside. He'll drop back. A quick throw caught by our tight end for the first down to about the 29-yard line. That will bring up yet another shotgun formation for Toronto. Mitchell in the backfield. Richardson looking to pass. Going downfield. Caught by Dylan Kruger, who will be met immediately and brought down for a 7-yard play. That brings up a 2nd and 3. He's back in a shotgun set again. It looks like Will Pearson's in the game at running back this time. We'll send Dylan Kruger in motion. He will line up near the top of your screen. Now Richardson will drop back to pass. He's going to fire this one deep downfield, and that's off the hands of Jamison Williams. I don't know if he heard footsteps from the safety or not, but it brings up a 3rd and 3. At the 22-yard line, we're once again going to send Kruger in motion, and once again he will line up near the top of your screen. Richardson dropping back to pass will find Dylan Kruger for the first down and keep this drive alive to about the 13. Ben Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Will Pearson still in the game here at running back. We have not really seen them run the ball a whole lot, and we won't see it here. Richardson with a quick throw. He finds it back to the outside, and Pearson's going to get his way down to the 6-yard line to bring up a 2nd and 3. Another shotgun formation for Toronto. Keaton Mitchell in the backfield, and we give it to the backup running back to the outside, and there is a flag down as he gets close to the marker. I don't think they would have given him the first anyway, but I have a feeling this is a holding call. They would call it on left tackle Rasheed Walker, but now a 2nd and 12 back at the 15-yard line. We're going to send Pearson in motion. From under center, he'll draw back to pass, and he'll find Dylan Kruger, who cuts upfield and fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderbirds. Our defense would force another punt in simulation. Now we face a 3rd and 7 at the 49ers 18-yard line as we jump in here. Richardson will look to pass, and he's going to throw on the run. He finds Keaton Mitchell for the first down. That'll set up a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. And it will be a shotgun set here for the Thunderbirds. Looks like Will Pearson is now checked back into the game. Brian Duvall is going to be sent in motion. He'll drop back and look to pass, going to the end zone, and he finds Sidney Peters. Touchdown, Toronto. We now move on into the 4th quarter on the 49ers' next drive, and they get intercepted by defensive back Emmett Ward. That would later lead to us facing a 3rd and 3 at about the 30-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun. We'll take the snap. Mitchell out of the backfield. And he's losing time. He'll finally throw to Keaton Mitchell, who gets absolutely leveled down to the 30. And what you don't want to see is Waddle getting injured. That is our starting guard. We're already down our starting right tackle because Sherrod Bryant's injured for the next few weeks. So I don't really like losing offensive linemen here. But now we'll send out Glenn Griffin. The kick is away, and the kick is good. The 49ers offense seems to have finally found some life here in the second half, getting all the way down to the Toronto 29 to face a 3rd and 9. Purdy will let this one go, caught by Brandon Ayuk, who gets leveled by A.J. Terrell to bring up a 4th and 2. It'll be another shotgun set for the 49ers as they are obviously going to go for this one. Purdy will take the snap and look to pass, going to the outside, caught by his man, but they do not give him the first down. It's a turnover on downs, a great play made by Emmett Ward. And then just to add insult to injury, trying to simulate to the end of the game, and Austin Acosta comes away with another interception, which will lead us to the final score of this game being 32-10. Kind of a weird score, but whatever, a dominant victory, and we move on to 8-0. Quarterback Ben Richardson goes 29 of 38 for 272 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Will Pearson ran for 48 yards and a touchdown, and then Keaton Mitchell only got 3 carries. I didn't say we're going to see a lot of him. I said we'd see more of him. Then we're receiving Dylan Kruger 8 for 84 in a score, and Sidney Peters 6 for 54 in a score. Austin Acosta actually led our team in tackles. I don't know where our linebacker is. Did we lose Tracy Wilcox in the middle of the game? It does not look like it. He only came away with 2 tackles, though, which is really weird. That's not usually how our tackles spread out. Zach Harrison got 2.5 sacks. Jalen Carter got 1.5. And then Montez Sweat, Jamarcus Norwood, and Tony George all got half of one. and we got a pick from Austin Acosta and Emmett Ward. Brock Purdy goes 20 for 31 on the day for 191 yards, 1 touchdown, and the 2 interceptions that we just saw. Ignore the fact that their right outside linebacker threw a pass. It was a weird glitch right before I jumped in before halftime. They had their defense on the field on offense for one play, and he threw an incomplete ball. Running the ball, they did not do a lot of that today. Medlin only got 13 yards on 8 carries, and then a receiving George Kittle 7 for 71, but Brandon Ayuk 6 for 65 and a score. But now, moving on in the season, we head to week number 10, where we put our undefeated season on the line against the 4-4 Las Vegas Raiders. They are now led by an 86 overall quarterback in Josh Earl, who is in his 4th season. At running back, they have Jonathan Brooks, who is an 89 overall now. At wide receiver, they have an 80 overall in Antonio Townsend as their number 1 receiver. Tight end's a 91 overall in Brock Bowers, so that's more than likely their actual number 1 receiver. Left tackle's a 78, left guard's an 88, center's going to be a 70, right guard's an 80, and right tackle is going to be an 83. Over on defense, they have an 81 overall at left end, right end's going to be a 77, defensive tackle's a 74, left outside linebacker a 96 overall Max Crosby, middle linebacker is a 91 and Carlos Denard, a 4th-year man out of Florida. Right outside linebacker is going to be Quay Walker, who is an 85, then at corner a 93 and Quinyon Mitchell, an 83 in Nate Hobbs, and an 80 in Garrett Williams. Free safety is going to be an 82 in Trayvon Moehrig, and strong safety is a 97 in Brian Branch. They have really rebuilt this defense, I feel like. Just so you guys can see how these stats all match up this season, we are now the number 1 scoring offense in the league at 31 points a game. And this is going to be one hell of a way to start this game. The Raiders will get the ball first, but AJ Terrell comes up with a pick, and we take over at the 22-yard line. Let's see what our offense has in store for us today. Ben Richardson back in shotgun. By the way, our guard Waddle is not injured. Still the only guy out we have is Sherrod Bryant, our starting right tackle. And a one-handed grab by Dylan Kruger, but he cannot hold on to it. No gain on the play. And obviously by no gain, I mean incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Still in a shotgun set. Looks like Keaton Mitchell's in the backfield. We're going to send Dylan Kruger in motion, but Richardson will look to pass. And he's going to fire this one down the sideline, caught by Kruger, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderbirds. We go up 7-0, taking advantage of the turnover. On the Raiders drive, they have gotten down to the 46-yard line where they face a 3rd and 9 now. Earl back in shotgun. Will send his running back out wide. Now he's the only one in the backfield. He'll take the snap, and he's going to be under a lot of pressure and getting sacked on the play, I believe, by, that is Jamarcus Norwood. However, our offense would go 3 and out in simulation. Now they have a 3rd and 12 from the 8-yard line going downfield, and a diving deflection by Dax Hill. They will once again have to punt. But we may once again face a 3 and out. Now it's going to be a screen pass to the outside, caught by Peters, and Sidney Peters getting the first down off of a screen pass. You have got to be kidding me. This offense can be ridiculous sometimes. Later on in the drive, we face a 3rd and inches from the Raiders 35. They nearly jump off sides there. Looks like Will Pearson is the running back, and that's where we go with it. Pearson up the middle for the first down, getting brought down to the 27. That's his first carry of the day here in the 2nd quarter. Now it'll be a shotgun formation for Toronto. Pearson is still in the backfield, and we go back to him on this play as he's going to get met and brought down for a gain of about 5 yards. Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Pearson is still lined up in the backfield. We're going to send Dylan Kruger in motion, but he's going to go right back. Now he'll take the snap and look to pass. He's going to fire over the middle, and a one-handed drop by Brian Duvall. It was not a greatly placed pass, so it leads to a 3rd and 5. From the 22-yard line, Richardson back in shotgun. Will drop back and look to pass. Going over the middle, he finds Dylan Kruger, who may have come back across the first down line, and he did. So that leads to a 4th and inches, but we are going to go for it. Had he just caught the ball and fallen down, we would have had the first, I believe. So from the 17-yard line, we will hand this one to our running back in Pearson up the middle, breaking tackles all the way down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Toronto. Richardson goes back into a shotgun set. Keaton Mitchell's in the backfield. He will take the snap and looks to pass, standing in the pocket. Now he's going to fire to the back corner, and the man just left Sidney Peters alone. Touchdown, Toronto. We are now going to jump a little bit further ahead into the 2nd quarter. We're in the final 2 minutes of it, and their quarterback's getting sacked as we burned our first time out. With 1 minute and 14 seconds to go, this offense should at least be able to get into field goal range here. 2 timeouts remaining. We're going to send Dylan Kruger in motion, but let me guess. Yeah, he's going right back. So now Richardson will look to pass. He's going over the middle, finds Jameson Williams, and just like that, we are into Raiders territory. but we elect to not burn our second timeout just yet. Down to about 45 seconds to go here in the first half. Richardson will drop back to pass. He's going to fire this over the middle and find a wide open Sidney Peters all the way down to the 27-yard line. We would then burn a timeout with 40 seconds to go here in the first half. And a shotgun set again. Kruger's going to be sent in motion, but I imagine he's going back, and he is. Will Pearson out of the backfield. Richardson looking to pass, hit as he's throwing. Will find Brian Duvall, but it's a gain of 8. I think Duvall would have been better off dropping that one. The clock is down to about 8 seconds to play. Are we going to actually snap the ball? Yes, we will. One final play before we settle for a field goal. Going downfield, caught by Jamison Williams, brought down to the 5-yard line. We will have to burn our final timeout and send out Glenn Griffin. Well, I tried to simulate that, and I guess that was a bad idea because apparently we just didn't run a play somehow. I mean, the clock was stopped. That's just super sim logic. It's on me. I should have just stayed in and watched the short field goal. I didn't think it was really that necessary. But we are going to jump in a little bit later into the third quarter. From there, it's a 3rd and 1 from the 32. Handoff to Keaton Mitchell up the middle, and he's got the first down to about the 20-yard line. And following that play, it looked like Sidney Peters was shaken up. That could be a massive loss to our receiving core. We'll see if it actually affects us. 1st and 10, sends Kruger in motion. Out of a shotgun set, Richardson will be looking to pass. He's going to fire this one and caught by Kruger. I believe he caught that one-handed for some reason. It's a 7-yard play. An incomplete pass on the next play brings up a 3rd and 3 from about the 14-yard line. Richardson out of shotgun will drop back to pass. And he's going to try to get rid of it, but gets sacked on the play to bring up a 4th and 12. And now Glenn Griffin should come out. That field goal would be good, so we're up 17-0, but nothing else would really happen in the third quarter. So now we're in the fourth quarter, and we have a free play, but we find Dylan Kruger for the first down anyway. We would decline that penalty because it would have put the ball at the 28. Instead, we're at the 26, but that may be a false start. Is it going to be a false start or a neutral zone infraction? It'll be a neutral zone infraction on Max Crosby. Apparently, the Raiders wanted to give us that 5 yards anyway. 1st and 5 from the 21. Richardson back in shotgun, will look to pass, standing in the pocket, now steps up, and Ben Richardson's going to take off for the first down, and more. Ben Richardson into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. On the next drive for the Raiders, they face a 4th and 12 from the 43, and he's under pressure, hit as he's throwing. That falls incomplete. It's a turnover on downs. But I want to see how we handle a 3rd and 8 a couple plays later from the 41-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun, will look to pass. They're bringing a heavy blitz, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Now, do we line up for a field goal, which would be somewhere around a 58-yard try, I believe? Yes, we will. Okay, it'll be a 58-yard try for kicker Glenn Griffin to put us up by 27. The snap, hold, kick is away, and this one will be good. The Raiders now face a 4th and 20 from their own 20-yard line on their next drive. Earl will take the snap and looks to pass. Dropping farther back, going deep downfield, tips around, and they will finally get intercepted on the play. What the hell just happened? Tracy Wilcox comes away with a pick. Obviously, we just cost ourselves about 30 yards of field position, but I mean, it was at least a crazy play. Following that interception, we would add a field goal from Glenn Griffin, so your final score is 30-0 today. Another just dominating performance from Toronto, especially by our defense. Our offense was good today, but our defense was amazing. Quarterback Ben Richardson goes 18 for 27, 194 yards, and 2 passing touchdowns. I say it like that because he also came out with a rushing touchdown today. Will Pearson got 82 yards on 17 carries, and then receiving Dylan Kruger 7 for 77 and a score. Sidney Peters 3 for 39, and hopefully he is not actually injured. Jamarcus Norwood actually led our team in tackles today with a total of 6. He also came away with 2 sacks, but so did Tony George and Zach Harrison. Like I said, our defense was amazing today. That is 6 sacks. That's 7.5. That is 9 sacks today because Jalen Carter got 1.5, and so did Tracy Wilcox, along with Tracy Wilcox coming away with that crazy interception and AJ Terrell getting a pick. I honestly just kind of feel bad for this quarterback. He was bullied all day. Josh Earl goes 13 for 32, 128 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They only ran the ball 10 times and got 38 yards from Jonathan Brooks. And yeah, none of the receivers really could do anything. Week 11 might be our hardest game of the season yet. It is against the 7-2 Green Bay Packers in Lambeau, and they have a offense rated just as high as ours at 91. And that starts with a 93 overall quarterback in Jordan Love. At running back is an 89 in Josh Jacobs. Over at wide receiver is a 90 overall in Jaden Reed, an 87 in Romeo Dobbs, and an 84 in Eli McLean, or McLean, whichever you want to say. Tight end's going to be an 86 overall in Dexter Edmonds, who seems to be an X factor. Left tackle is going to be an 85, left guard's an 87, center is an 81, right guard's an 87, and right tackle is an 89. They have a very, very solid offensive line. Now, their defense was a little lower rated than ours. They're at an 84 overall. That starts with a 77 overall at left end. At right end's an 83 in Lucas Van Ness. Defensive tackle is a 78. Outside linebacker is going to be a 77. Middle linebacker is a 90 overall in Edger and Cooper. Then a right outside linebacker is an 80 overall. At corner, they have an 84 in Paulson Natebo and a 79 in Jack Jones. Free safety is an 87 overall, and strong safety is a 91 overall in Xavier McKinney. Now, unfortunately, before we get into this game, we do have something to go over, and it is the injury report. We are going to be without not only right tackle Sherrod Bryant, we are also going to be missing wide receiver Sidney Peters for at least the next couple weeks as he deals with an upper arm fracture. So what does that mean for our receiver room? Well, that means rookie receiver David Sapp is actually going to come in and be our wide receiver 3. We took him at the late 4th round this year. He is still a hidden dev trade, I believe, so we don't know what dev trade he is going to be, and we should be able to actually uncover it because he is also going to be our starting slot receiver right now, and if he goes down, then we'll put one of the number 1 guys in like Brian Duvall or Jamison Williams. But replacing the production of Sidney Peters is not going to be an easy task for that rookie, but hopefully he can step up and fill that role nicely. But in today's game, you will get to see the number 1 scoring offense against the number 2 scoring offense. The only difference is we also have the number 1 scoring defense, and they have the 27th. This matchup should be a fun one. Obviously, both of these teams are fighting for probably the number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs, and this game could end up deciding who gets that. The Packers would get the ball first and face a 3rd and 8 from the 32-yard line. A possible 3-and-out. Love drops back to pass, goes downfield. He finds his man, and that will be a first down to the 47-yard line. Now back in a shotgun set again, it's a 1st and 10. He'll drop back and looks to pass, going downfield. He'll find his receiver, and that's going to be another first down for the Packers. So in just a couple plays, they go from a possible 3-and-out to in Toronto territory. Love will drop back to pass. He's going to let this one go deep downfield, and that one gets knocked away. That was Lyle Blue on the deflection. Now Love will drop back to pass again, dropping farther back. He's under pressure, and he gets to meet Zach Harrison back to the 49-yard line. That will lead Green Bay to face a 3rd and 21 here. Love will drop back to pass. Needing to go deep downfield. He's under pressure, though, and trying to escape it. He will finally just throw it away, but takes the hit anyway. The punt would down us at our own 1-yard line, though, so that is where we begin our very first drive of the game with a handoff to Will Pearson up the middle for just the gain of a couple yards. Now bringing up a 2nd and 8 from about the 3. And Richardson still under center. We'll go back to Pearson, who's trying to find space, makes one man miss, and gets brought down to the 7-yard line to set up a 3rd and 3 for our offense, which will now bring out a shotgun set. And it looks like Pearson is still going to be the running back here, trying to avoid the 3-and-out. Richardson will drop back, rolling around in the end zone, and he's finally just going to take off, and he has the first down and a lot more down the sideline. Ben Richardson finally slides to the 35, and if that was real life, our quarterback is dead. Granted, we would have also got a 15-yard penalty on top of that, but yeah, I think Ben Richardson would be in concussion protocol right now. On first down, we give this one to Will Pearson, who will try to find some space and end up with a 6-yard carry. Just a quick 1-yard pass would now bring up a 3rd and 3. Richardson back in shotgun, Pearson out of the backfield, but will look to pass, going to the sideline. That's caught. That's rookie receiver David Sapp making the reception all the way down to the 29-yard line. I do not know if that's his first career reception or not, but if it is, that's one way to show up. 1st and 10, run a play fake. Richardson looking to pass. But now we'll finally get rid of it deep downfield and miss an open Brian Duvall. That will now set up a 2nd and 10. Richardson lines up under center. Will Pearson is the running back here. He will drop back and under quick pressure, getting sacked on the play to bring up a 3rd and 16 back at the 35. One more time, it's a shotgun set for Toronto, and I think we just had 2 guys jump for a false start. Or are we going to get lucky? No, it will be a false start. I thought it might be a neutral zone infraction if we were lucky, but that moves it back to be a 3rd and 21. As long as we don't take the sack, we are within Glenn Griffin's field goal range. As he goes downfield, that'll be caught and set up a 4th and 6. Definitely within his field goal range now, and we will get to see him come out for about a 42-yard attempt to give us a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter of this game. We'll finally take the snap, the hold, the kick is away, and it is good. Green Bay ends up facing a 3rd and 15 on their drive from their own 25-yard line. Can the defense get them off the field? Love will drop back to pass, and he's going to throw this one downfield, caught by his man, but there is a flag down as he gets leveled, no matter what, I think they're going to be facing a 4th down here, and it will be a holding on Green Bay, which we would obviously decline that penalty. They would punt the ball away, but now we face a 3rd and 7. It's a possible 3 and out. We're going to send Dylan Kruger in motion. Now he's going to go right back. Richardson will drop back and look to pass. And he's going to finally let this one go to the outside, caught by Duvall, and he has the first down to the 42. Later on in the drive, now at the Packers' 40-yard line, it's a 3rd and 2. Out of a shotgun set, we're going to send, it looks like, a receiver Joe Wayne in motion. He will take the snap, looking to pass, and he'll find Wayne over the middle for the first down to the 35. Obviously, that keeps this drive alive. 1st and 10. Out of a pistol set, looks like Will Pearson is the running back here, but Richardson will look to pass. He's going to find Dylan Kruger, who has the first down, and will fight his way all the way down to the 18-yard line. Moving us inside the red zone now. We come out in a shotgun set again. Will Pearson is still the running back, but we don't go to him. It'll be a pass play caught by Kruger, who cuts upfield, and Dylan Kruger into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. We will go up 10-0. We now head into the second quarter on Green Bay's next drive. It's a 3rd and 5 from the 46-yard line. He will send Josh Jacobs in motion. Only one in the backfield. Love will take the snap. And he's going to fire this over the middle. That'll be an easy conversion to Josh Jacobs. That would move them all the way down to the 32-yard line. Love is back in a 5-wide set. He'll take the snap and look to pass. He's going to step up and try to take off. And Jordan Love will turn that into a 9-yard run. It sets up a 2nd and 1. Out of shotgun, Love will look to pass under pressure. And he meets Zach Harrison, I believe, for the 2nd time today. That now sets up a 3rd and 5. From about the 27-yard line, Love out of shotgun. We're bringing a blitz, and he is getting sacked on the play by Tracy Wilcox back to the 33. That one I'll bring out their kicker for about a 50-yard try. Kick is away, and it is good. Toronto's next drive. It's a 3rd and 4 from the 33. Richardson out of shotgun. Will looks to pass. Going downfield, and we will convert to Keaton Mitchell to keep this drive moving. Later on in the drive, it's a 3rd and 8 from the Packers' 34, and that is probably going to be a flag on us by the way that lineman is reacting. Yeah, it's going to be a false start on Toronto. Not exactly what we needed there, so now it's a 3rd and 13 back at the 39. With a shotgun set still, Will Pearson is the running back. Richardson will look to pass here. Rolling to the outside, throws on the run, finds his man, and of course it's Dylan Kruger, and he has the first down to the 25. Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Will Pearson is still the running back. He will drop back and look to pass. Throwing to the outside, that's going to be caught by David Sapp for a gain of about 4 yards. So far from what we've seen, Sapp has not made a mistake, and that's really all we needed. 2nd and 6. He'll send Kruger in motion. Richardson will drop back and look to pass. He's going to fire and find Kruger. That will set up a 3rd and 3 at about the 19. It'll be another shotgun set here on 3rd down. We'll send Kruger in motion. Play clock is almost down to 0. We finally get the snap off. He throws to the outside, caught by Dylan Kruger, who will fight his way down to the 2-yard line to set up a 1st and goal. And why line up under center when you can just keep lining up in shotgun? We'll take the snap, we give it to Pearson, and Pearson's going to break that tackle, break another one, and get into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. What a run from our rookie running back. We are now going to jump later into the second quarter. With 38 seconds to play here in the first half, we have 1 timeout remaining. It's a 3rd and 7 out of a shotgun set. He'll drop back to pass. Richardson going downfield. He'll find Jamison Williams, and they give him the first down. But obviously the clock is going to continue to run, down to about 10 seconds probably before we snap the ball. Richardson still in a shotgun set. Will drop back, looking to go deep downfield. Needs to get rid of it. Cannot take the sack. Will roll to the outside, and Ben Richardson's going to take off and slide down with 2 seconds to go. I'm not going to make the mistake this time. We will stay in and watch Glenn Griffin line up for this field goal of about 43 yards to give us a 20-3 lead going into halftime. Kick is away, and it is good. We would get the ball to start the second half and face a 3rd and 13 from the 47, but that might be a neutral zone infraction on Green Bay. And no, they're actually going to rule it a false start. So that will now make it a, 3rd and 18? Yeah, from the 42-yard line. Back in a shotgun set. Keaton Mitchell still in the backfield here. I imagine we're just going to throw this ball deep downfield and hope for the best. He steps up in the pocket, and Richardson's just going to take off and have to slide down, and we will punt it away. However, from their own 9-yard line, they face a 3rd and 13 on their next drive. Love will drop back to pass. He's going to be under pressure, and Zach Harrison has been in his face all day. That is sack number 3. They will now have to punt from deep in their own end zone. We will see if we can get any sort of pressure on it. We actually don't even bring pressure for whatever reason, but the punt will be sent deep. We're going to field this at about the 50-yard line, and the offense will take over at the 41. Let's just see what our offense can do with it. In a shotgun set, Will Pearson is the running back as Richardson will drop back to pass. all day to throw, and he'll find his man. That'll be, I believe, David Sapp for the first down, fighting his way to the 28-yard line. A 1-yard run from Keaton Mitchell on the next play brings up a 2nd and 9. And our offense really has not missed a beat without Sidney Peters, and that's kind of surprising. We give this one to Pearson, and Will Pearson will make it a 3rd and 2 at about the 20-yard line. As of right now, David Sapp has stepped in really nicely to this offense. On 3rd down, Richardson will drop back and look to pass. Run to the outside, throws on the run. That's going to be caught by Mitchell, and they rule that he got the first down of the 17. I knew that one was going to be a close call, but they do give us the first down. Now out of a shotgun set, we will send Dylan Kruger in motion, and then he will shuffle right back. Dropping back to pass, going downfield, and overthrows Dylan Kruger. And that was kind of a risky ball. It could have very easily been intercepted. Now on 2nd and 10. We're going to send Kruger to be near the top of your screen here. Will Pearson is still the running back, but Richardson will look to pass. Rolling to the outside and stops. Now he's going to take off again inside the 10 and fight his way down inside the 5-yard line. Just slide. You don't need to try to power through people. From a shotgun set, and that is going to be a false start on Toronto. That one was called on running back Will Pearson. So now 1st and goal from the 10. Richardson going downfield will find his man. That'll set up a 2nd and goal from about the 6-yard line. Now with a 5-wide set. Richardson is all alone in the backfield. And he will obviously look to pass. Never mind, it's a QB draw as our quarterback will get met and brought down to the 4-yard line. 3rd and goal coming up. Really don't agree with having our quarterback run that play, but it's whatever. Out of a shotgun set and another false start. What is our offense doing? We're just kicking ourselves every time we get near the 5-yard line on this one. Obviously a false start for us. So a 3rd and goal now at the 9-yard line. With a shotgun set again. Pearson out of the backfield. Richardson will be looking downfield, and he throws this, caught by Jamison Williams. He'll get met and brought down to the 4-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th and goal. And there is kicker Glenn Griffin for about a 21-yard try. We should have had 1st and goal from the 5. Got a false start, and then we got back down to the 4-yard line, got another false start. We'll ultimately settle for a field goal and go up 23-3. The Packers' next drive would take us into the 4th quarter. They face a 4th and inches. He's going to lob this downfield, and that one gets deflected away, and it's a turnover on downs. Green Bay obviously needed that, and I don't know if throwing the ball deep downfield was really the answer. On our drive, it's a 3rd and 8 from our own 45 as we just try to chew away some of the clock. Richardson will drop back. A quick throw to the outside, caught by Brian Duvall, and there's another flag. Is our offense getting flagged again? It absolutely is. That's a holding call. But obviously it does not matter because they would decline it to bring up a 4th and 4. And they may block this punt. Never mind, they did not get there in time. That's going to be roughing the punter or roughing the kicker, whatever you want to call it. That should be an automatic first down. And yeah, that would give us an automatic first down at about the 35-yard line. Now a 2nd and 7 from the 33 as we hand it to Keaton Mitchell, who breaks a tackle. And oh my God, is that another holding call on our offense? You have got to be kidding me. Yeah, it is. Our offensive line apparently going to commit every penalty under the sun today. 2nd and 17, a quick throw will be caught to set up a 3rd and 9 at about the 35-yard line. 7 minutes to go in this game. Richardson lines up under center. We could have snapped the ball and got a free play, but we'll take the snap, run a play fake. Richardson rolling to the outside, now firing this one deep downfield, and that gets deflected away. He tried to go for the dagger shot to Jamison Williams, but instead we will see Glenn Griffin. And if he makes this a 52-yard try, it will give us a 23-point lead with under 7 minutes to go. The kick is away, and the kick is going to be good. Following that field goal, Green Bay would go for a 4 and out in simulation on their drive. So now we have a 3rd and 5 from the 26. Going over the middle, he finds his man. That's David Sapp, spinning his way all the way down to the 6-yard line. 6 catches for over 100 yards in his debut game, I believe. That is just insane. He may have snuck on the field, but today was really when he finally needed to step up on offense, and he definitely has done that. We give it to Keaton Mitchell, who gets down to the 2-yard line to bring up a 2nd and goal. Richardson back in a shotgun set this time. Keaton Mitchell in the backfield. They nearly jump off sides, and he's going to the end zone, finds Dylan Kruger, and they rule that wasn't a touchdown. All right, no, that makes sense. Toronto is going to challenge that because I definitely think he had 2 feet down. I can't really see because there's a cameraman in the way there. We should see from this angle. There's one. And then that second toe gets down. That's a touchdown. And the refs apparently agree with me because now we come out for the extra point and make it 33-3. Green Bay would end up with a garbage time touchdown in the final minute of the game. So your final score ends up being 33-10. We dominate all 3 games in today's episode and continue our undefeated season. And Ben Richardson finishes 31 for 38, 289 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Will Pearson got 62 yards and a score. Then receiving, Dylan Kruger 8 for 86 and a touchdown. I feel like Dylan Kruger scored in every single game in this episode. But then a rookie receiver, David Sapp, 6 catches for 101 yards. Tracy Wilcox did go back to leading our team in tackles today. He got a total of 6. In sacks, Zach Harrison got 3, Tracy Wilcox got 1, and Jamarcus Norwood got 1. But we did get 0 interceptions. However, that does not mean Jordan Love had a good day. 18 for 36, 197 yards and a score. Running the ball, he was actually their leading rusher. They only ran the ball twice with Josh Jacobs. What is this offense? That is completely stupid for an NFL team to only run the ball with their running backs a total of 3 times, because that's a receiver, and Madden really needs to fix that, or EA really needs to fix that. Receiving, Romeo Doubs got 4 catches for 44 yards and a score. And with that win, we are now 10-0 on the season. Our next game is Week 12 at the 2-8 Arizona Cardinals, but that will obviously be in the next episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Season 4 continues to be a wild ride, and I will talk to you next time.